Dawn shoots at this time of year are always a bit risky, but if I'm going to get my photography mojo back, I'm going to have to take a few more risks. But I think this morning the risk might pay off. So a couple of weeks ago I posted up a video about how I'd lost my photography mojo and how I was getting it back. But what really pleased me about that video was the fact that so many people left comments saying, yeah, I've lost my photography mojo before, giving me some advice. People also talking about how they're finding it difficult to get back into their photography after lockdown. So I was really pleased that the things that I was talking about resonated and connected with a lot of people. But as I said, one of the ways I'm going to get my photography mojo back, the best way of doing it is actually just to get out there and take some photographs. And that's what I've been doing this week. I met up with a mate, he's a photographer too, and we've been down to Como and hit a couple of coastal locations, and we got some really nice conditions, and that's really sort of invigorated my photography. And so for the third time this week I'm going to come out and go to the coast. This time I'm here in Devon. I was thinking about going out to Dartmoor, but it was a lot of cloud up there. And this was looking like the best location. It's looking reasonably clear at the moment. There's a bit of cloud in the sky where the sun's going to rise, so I'm hoping that might catch the sky. But I'm quite excited. You know, you've got to be when you get up at 3:30 in the morning. You've got to go with a sense of optimism, otherwise you'd never get out of your bed, would you? But anyway, we're getting close to sort of sunrise time. Surprisingly, at 4:30 in the morning, I've already spotted 3 people on the beach. Can't believe I thought I'd have this place to myself, but I guess there are a few people out there that I'd quite like to either watch the sunrise or just a morning people, I guess. So anyway, let's get on with the photography. Okay, for my first shot, I've come about halfway down the beach. That's about groin number 7. It's a full tide, or it's nearly at maximum tide. So there's quite a lot of water about. Now, my original plan was to actually shoot looking west, so I'd have the sun coming from behind me, and that would illuminate the side of the groin. However, there's not much cloud in the sky over there, so I feel that might be a little bit uninteresting at the moment. So I've changed my plan, and I'm going to shoot in the general direction. I'm going to shoot east down the coast. And where that is, there's a lot more cloud there, and hopefully when the sun rises, that'll give me a bit of interest in the sky. The groin number 7 doesn't have a marker on it, fairly uniform in its line, so we're going for a very sort of simple, minimalistic composition. In terms of shutter speed, I'm going to be playing about with either a 3-stop or a 6-stop neutral density filter. I'm either going to go for smoothing out the sea altogether, or I'm going to try and get some lines from the wave as they come up the beach, which I'll probably use a 3-stop for. It's going to be a matter of just experimenting, but it's not far off sunrise time, so better get going. Well, it's always good to get that first shot in the bag. I always like that excitement as you get your camera out first time on a shoot, you get it up on the tripod and you start picking out compositions. So I did try and take a couple of shots with a 6-stop neutral density filter on, but I felt it just kind of smoothed out the water just a little bit too much. It kind of left the image feeling a little bit empty. So I switched to my 3-stop neutral density filter. I went for an exposure time of about a second, and this way it allows me to capture some of the movement in the waves. And it's just really just a matter of getting your composition set up and then just firing off the shutter at the right time. Now I've come to the groin that's behind me. This one does have a marker. Again, I was trying some shots with the 3-stops and I captured some movement in the waves, but I thought with this composition it might work a little bit better as a long exposure, but I've gone for a really long exposure by putting the 10-stop neutral density filter in. I'm not sure if it's going to work. It's about a 4-minute exposure, but you know, you've got to try these things, you've got to experiment and see what happens. Well, the sun is well and truly up now, but that doesn't mean the action is over. Now, one of the ways to get those creative juices flowing and get some of that photo mojo back is to try something a little bit different. Now, I've been coming to Dawlish Warren for years. I've shot the beach up and down, shot groins in all sorts of conditions, but I've always thought to myself, I must come up to the dunes and see if there's a shot there to be had. I'm sure there is, because when I walk along the path in the morning, it looks really nice. And at this time of year, I found there's all these lovely grasses and these yellow flowers. So I've decided I'm going to come up here. I'm going to take that shot. After all, when you get up at 3:30 in the morning and the sun rises at, 5? Still got plenty of time. Even after the glorious light, you might sometimes get down in the beach. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to take that shot finally. And I think just with the nice soft light and the path and the grasses, I think there's a shot to be had. So let's see what that looks like. Without a doubt, I've had a really good morning this morning. In fact, I've had a really good week this week, and I think it's just what I needed was to get out and been able to capture some nice images. Again, not necessarily portfolio ones or ones that are going to win competitions, but just images that I'm happy with, and just being outside, and especially the coast. There's something about being at the coast. It's kind of rejuvenating and invigorating, isn't there? So I think my mojo is definitely on its way back up. I've come from photography dog back to photography god. But that's not me saying that my photographs are amazing. I'm some amazing photographer. But when I say I feel like a photography god, I feel that, you know, my inner belief in myself to capture images is coming back, and I think that's really important, because you've got to also, you know, you can put yourself in the conditions and you can go out there, be taking pictures, but you've got to be confident in yourself that you can capture images, and I think that's half the battle, and a lot of that confidence has come back. And coming out in mornings like this and being able to capture fantastic images down at the coast really does help. Well, I do hope you have enjoyed this video, and like the last one, you found it useful to understand some of the inner workings of my creative mind. I've really enjoyed talking about these type of things and taking a little bit of a journey, but I will see you in another video soon. I will, of course, hopefully. I've had a haircut by this point. This morning bed hair is getting a bit out of control, I have to admit, but I'm going to go home, have some breakfast and maybe have a little nap. I'm quite tired now, but I've really enjoyed my time here, but I will see you in the next one.